Shalom, Shalom, Akim. It's your brother Parathon back at it with another lesson. But first and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach and rule well, starting with Elder Tahar on down. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect pushing forth this gospel amongst the four winds with truth and sincerity. And Shalom to the Akim and few Akwaf that are listening. Now my topic tonight's I'm gonna jump into Romans 7:14 and work my way on down and just let the spirit deal, man. We're just gonna jump right to it. It's Romans 7 verse 14. For we know that the law is spiritual, but I am carnal. This is Paul speaking. Sold under sin. So yeah, man, we understand that the law, statutes and commandments, they're spiritual. There are a guideline, or step-by-step guide to salvation, so to speak, man. In Israel, these so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, Seminole, West Indian, and Haitians, man, they were the only nation that these laws were given to. It says, but I am carnal, sold under sin. Now, Matthew 26:41 says, watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. For the spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. So us being carnal, the Apostle Paul, he said he was carnal, man. We all are carnal. And, having this wickedness that's in us, we tend to enter into temptation a lot more than we want to, But the spirit is always willing. That's that inward man that's inside of all of us, the spirit of Yahweh Shai, always wanting to do righteous and do good. But, this flesh is weak. It says sold under sin, basically meaning that we can't get away. We can't get away from this shit, man. We can't escape it. This is just something that we have to deal with. This is a part of our judgment that we plan out on this earth in this kingdom. That's why it always seems like as though as if it's easy to sin and it's hard to do the right thing, vainly speaking. Because us brothers, man, we don't find it easy to sin. That was just a worldly phrase. But sometimes it may seem like it's easier to sin just off the simple fact that it's, at times it's hard to stay in the spirit, man. I find myself at work all the time. Spirit be on me heavy because I guess this is the fact that I'm under pressure, knowing what I know, working under the so-called white man, being subject to payments, having bags with holes in them. It keeps me on edge. And I'm in the spirit and I want to do this and I want to do that. But when I get home, man, Satan, seemed like Satan jumped right at you. He at the door. Not only is that, he following you home. You know what I mean? But he at the door when you get there too. Telling you to do everything contrary to what's righteous. Whether that's doing videos, watching videos, or just simply, not wanting to be around the brothers, man. Verse 15. For that which I do, I allow not. For what I would, that do I not. But what I hate, that do I. All right. So it says, for that which I do, I allow not. That's the flesh being contrary to the spirit, man. What I would, that do I not. That's the law. Because, through the spirit, we wanna rehearse the righteous acts, man, to the best of our ability. But, sometimes the flesh overpowers that, saying that we are given into the hands of a wicked. This is a wicked kingdom, so that the flesh is going to seem that the flesh is going to overpower the spirit at times. Just not only dealing with this spiritual war between the carnal and the spiritual, but it's all the things in society that we picked up on being over here in America, man. All the shit we go through daily, we having to put off that shit and trying to stay in that straight gate. Narrow is the path and broad is the way. We it says, but what I hate, that do I. So, the spirit, and it's through the spirit, we want to eat healthier. We want to study more. We want to fast more, we want to be more charitable unto the Akim and fellowship with the Akim, to stay in the spirit, do videos, just to stand in touch and just being there for the brothers, man. But instead, we do, it says, but what I hate, that do I. Because it's a constant battle, man. 25:8. No matter where you go. It's verse 16. If then I do that which I would not, I consent unto the law that it is good. Verse 17. Now then it is no more that I do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. It's Galatians 5 verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. So, the flesh is constantly at battle and contrary to the spirit, man, to what's righteous. Verse 18, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth good no thing. For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good, I find not. Man, that goes right back to the Galatians, 5 and 17, what I just read. It says that, for I know that in me, that is in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. Why? Because the flesh drives you to sin. The flesh is carnal. For to will is present with me. Meaning the will of Yahweh Shai, wanting to do this work. But how to perform that which is good, I find not. Because now more than ever, man, Satan, he know if he had but a short time, man. So everything around us is designed, is built to steer us from this truth, man. To knock us off this spiritual pedestal, so to speak. Verse 19. For the good that I would, I do. For the good that I would, I do not. But the evil which I would not, that I do. So for the good that I would usually, for the good that I would usually do, I do not. But the evil that I wouldn't usually do, wouldn't get into, that I do. That's finding other things to do with your leisure time other than the work. Brothers into playing games, linking up with women. You know what I mean? Sometimes it come down to just being on social media, scrolling. Next thing you know, it's 2-3 hours later. Sun coming up. You've been on some bullshit. The idle mind is the devil's playground. All this shit is designed to knock us off our pedestal, man. And it's this. Scripture say, they're wiser than Daniel, man. So they doing everything. They doing everything in their power, man, to steer the men of the Lord away from doing this work, man. Because as we can see, prophecies is coming to pass. Truth is going out. Brothers is waking up. This where we at? 19. It's verse 20. Now, if I do that I would not, it is no more that I do it. It is no more I that I do it. Salakia. Verse 20. Now, if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwelleth in me. Verse 21. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me. Because we have two laws in this, man. We got the law of sin. And we got the law of righteousness, man. Which is that we get to that point in a few verses down. It's verse 22. For I delight in the law of Yahweh Yahweh Shai after the inward man. So that law of righteousness is the law of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, as that inward man wants to do the work. It's verse 23. But I see another law in my members, warring against the law of my mind, the law of Yahweh Yahweh Shai, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin which is in my members. That carnal law, that law of the flesh. Now, going back to 14, it says, but I am carnal, sold unto sin. And we just read that in here, verse 23, it says, and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members. So we can't, it's this sin, it just says our bodies are captive to this sin, man. There's no way that we can escape this. This is something that we have to deal with on a daily, something that's designed to build us up, for that outer man to perish and that inward man to blossom. The Lord got us in these straits so that we can become the men that he willed us to be. Ultimately, verse 24. O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from the body of this death? The 2 Peter 2 verse 4. For if Yahweh spared not the angels that sinned, but cast them down to hell and delivered them into chains of darkness to be reserved unto judgment. For if Yahweh spared not the angels that sin, the sons of God, who are now known as, Israel, the elect, but cast them down into hell here on earth, this captivity, this last captivity, and delivered them into chains of darkness. Hold up. This body of death, O wretched man that I am, who shall deliver me from this body of death? This body of death is these chains of darkness, man. We get sick. we get tired. We get hungry. We got to eat certain things to stay healthy. We got to work out to attain a certain, uh, 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 physique. We got to do certain things to be able to survive in these elements when, amidst of the change of the seasons. It says to be reserved unto judgment. What is this judgment? This judgment is, part of it is dealing with this, having that daily battle with the law of sin through the flesh. Verse 25, I thank Yahweh through Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, our Lord. So then with the mind, I myself serve the law of Yahweh, but with the flesh, the law of sin.